The first tremor hit at 0347 hours. Kael felt it through the concrete walls before the seismic sensors registered anything, a deep, rhythmic pulse that seemed to emanate from the heart of the cascade zone itself. Emergency lighting flickered on throughout Outpost Blackthorn as automated systems responded to the disturbance. Resonance feedback detected, the fragment whispered in his mind. Source, Zone Core. Classification, Primordial Intelligence. The implications hit him like cold water. His uncontrolled pulse hadn't just awakened something, it had awakened something that recognized the fragment signature. Everyone up, Okafor barked over the emergency comm system. All personnel to stations. This is not a drill. Through the reinforced windows of Sublevel 8, Kael watched the zone transform. The twisted trees that had grown at impossible angles for decades were straightening. Reality distortions that had remained stable since the fracture were shifting, expanding outward in slow waves. The zone was growing. Ren appeared at his shoulder, tablet clutched against his chest. Seismic data shows the epicenter is approximately 12 kilometers northwest. Right at the intersection of the three major distortion fields. Another pulse. Stronger this time. The lights didn't just flicker, they went out for 3 full seconds before backup power kicked in. Entity responds to fragment signature, the alien intelligence noted with something approaching concern. Warning, primordial intelligences possess significant power differential. Kael. Sable's voice carried up from the stairwell. Whatever you did down there, the zone's reacting to it. Expansion rate is accelerating. He joined the others on Sublevel 7, where emergency displays showed real-time satellite feeds. The Cascade Zone's borders, unchanged for 48 years, were creeping outward at roughly 2 meters per minute. Evacuation protocols were already scrolling across command screens. But Director Hallam's voice over the intercom carried excitement instead of fear. All personnel remain at posts. This is a significant breakthrough in our understanding of zone dynamics. Research teams to stations. Begin full-spectrum analysis immediately. Okafor's jaw tightened as he studied the expansion data. She's not evacuating. She's collecting data while people die. Ghost flickered into visibility beside them. The prisoners in the pods, if the facility loses power during expansion. She didn't need to finish. Medical suspension systems required constant energy input. Power failure meant death for everyone in Hallam's underground laboratory. The third pulse sent cracks through the ceiling. Dust rained down as the entire outpost groaned under dimensional stress. Through the emergency feeds, Kael watched trees outside bend and twist as space itself warped around them. Pattern recognition complete, the fragment announced. Primordial entity attempts communication. Communication. Kael whispered. Signal pulse contained fragment identifier. Entity responds with harmonic resonance. Translation required. Before Kael could process what that meant, Luka Petrov's voice cut through the chaos over the comm system. Director Hallam to command center immediately. The archive is receiving structured data streams from the zone core. Something in his tone made Kael's blood run cold. The Russians' integration with Fragment 2 had been progressing rapidly, too rapidly. His personality had been steadily eroding as the archive consumed his memories and replaced them with alien data. We need to get to command, Okafor said grimly. If Petrov's translating communications from whatever's down there. The fourth pulse hit like a physical blow. Windows shattered throughout the outpost. Emergency bulkheads slammed shut as the building's automated systems tried to maintain structural integrity. And through the chaos, Kael felt something else. A presence vast and ancient, pressing against the edges of his consciousness like a tide against a seawall. The fragment in his mind resonated with sympathetic vibration, drawn toward its source like iron to magnet net. All fragments experience harmonic attraction, his alien partner confirmed. Primordial entity calls to scattered components. They reached command center as the fifth pulse struck. The main display showed the zone expansion had tripled in speed. Evacuation warning scrolled past unheeded as Hallam stood transfixed before the communications array. Luka Petrov sat motionless at the translation console, his eyes rolled back to show only white. When he spoke, his voice carried harmonics that no human throat should produce. Signal clarity increasing. Source identifies as. He convulsed, blood trickling from his nose. Archive integration at 87%. Translation protocols engaging. The final pulse shook dust from the ceiling. Every screen in command flickered as alien data flooded the communications array. Petrov's head snapped forward, his ice-blue eyes now completely white. When he spoke again, his voice was layered with impossible harmonics that made everyone in the room step backward. The entity's signal resolves into a pattern, he announced in a tone devoid of humanity. The archive translates as follows: children, come home. Hallam's face lit with triumph. It's calling the fragments. All 7. But Kael felt the truth in his bones as the fragment trembled with recognition and terrible longing. Whatever was awakening in the zone's depths wasn't just calling. It was commanding.